Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Pillay with another maths lesson for you. This week we are looking at subtraction. So subtracting a one-digit number from a two-digit number, subtracting a multiple of 10 from a two-digit number, and subtracting a two-digit number from a two-digit number. We'll be looking at different strategies to do these subtractions. The first one we're going to look at is subtract a one-digit number from a two-digit number. And the first method we're going to use is using 100 square. So I've got 36 take away 8. And we must remember when we count backwards, we'll start with the largest number and count back the smallest number. Now, another thing to remember is that when we are counting back on 100 square and we get to the end of the row, so this is the end of the row, then we have to move up to the next row to carry on our count. That's because the numbers are getting smaller as we go further up. So when I was counting 8 backwards from 36, I got to 31 in the first row, and then I went up to 30 and carried on my count. I'll show you how we did this. So it started with 36, which is my largest number, and I said, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I can see that I end up at 28, which is my answer. So it's very important to remember when you come to the end of the row and you're counting back, you've got to go up to the next row. Now let us look at working out the same subtraction using a number line, and we're still going to count backwards. Now when we count backwards on the number line, we always start with the largest number, and we count or do our frog jumps back to the smallest number. So we know our largest number is 36 in our sum, and our smaller number is 8. So we need to do 8 jumps. Starting at 36, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can do your jumps first, and then you can go back and count backwards. 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, and 28 is my answer. So remember that when you're counting back in the number line, you're starting on the right-hand side of the number line. Now we're going to work it out again using the same subtraction sum, but we're going to use counting in our head and on our fingers. We are still counting backwards, so we're still keeping the largest number in our head, which is 36. Then we need 8 fingers, and then we're going to count back. So 36 is in my head, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28. And I can see my answer is 28. Remember, keep the big number in your head, count back on your fingers. Now let's look at the next one. We're going to be subtracting a multiple of 10, which is a tens number, from a two-digit number. And I've got there 53, take away 20, 49, take away 30, and 77, take away 50. Now, it's really important that when we are counting back a 10 on 100 square, we go up one jump, we go up one step. So if we're counting 30, we must go up 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. If I'm taking away 50 and I'm on 65, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps, because that's telling me there's 5 tens. So let's have a look what we're going to do. So again, we're starting with the largest number. So if I look at the first one, which is 53, and I need to see how many jumps I need to make by looking at a tens number. So I'm looking at my tens number and I see I got 20, and I can see there's 2 tens, so I need 2 jumps up. So from 53, I'm going 1, 2 jumps up, and I see my answer is 33. If I do 77, I can see I've got 77 is my largest number. And if I look at my multiple of 10, it says 50. So I need 5 jumps up. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I get to 27. 49, I did 49, take away 30, so I now need 3 jumps up. 49, 1, 2, 3 to 19. Now, you need to make sure you notice that your ones digit is staying the same. Got a 7 there, it's a 7, a 9 and a 9, and a 3 and a 3. This is because we are only taking away the tens digit. There's a placeholder, 0 placeholder there, which means your ones has to stay the same. That's an easy way to check that your answer is correct. The next strategy we're going to use is counting back on a blank number line. Now remember from the first one we did, when we count back on the number line, we have to start on the right-hand side of the number line. So the first thing is we put in our largest number on the number line. And again, I'm looking at how many tens do I have in this number. I've got 2 tens, so I need 2 jumps of 10. So I've got 1 jump, 2 jumps of 10. And we can count backwards and forwards in tens, or you can use 100 squared to help you. We got 53, 43, 33. If I look at 49, I got 49. I put 49 on my number line on the right hand side. And I'm doing my frog jumps back. I'm doing 3 jumps back. So 1, 2, 3 frog jumps back. And then I'm going to count 49, 39, 29, 19. And I get to my answer 19. Let's look at the last one I've got here. Largest number is 77. And I see I've got to make 5 jumps of 10. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps of 10. And then I'm going to count back in tens. 77, 67, 57, 47, 37, 27. And again, you can notice that your ones digit stays the same. You can see it clearly on your number line that the ones digit stays the same because this is a placeholder. We do not have a ones digit in our multiple of 10. Now the next strategy we're going to use is counting on or counting forward on a blank number line. And remember, when we counted forward this time, we have to start on the left-hand side of the number line. And we're going to start with our smallest number. So I'm going to put my smallest number on the number line. And then I'm going to take my largest number and I'm going to put my largest number down there. So I remember that that's the number I've got to stop. So I'm going to count in tens because it's really easier to count in tens. So I'm going to say 10, 20 plus 10 is 30, plus another 10 is 40, plus another 10 is 50. Now I can't do another 10 because if I do another 10, I'll get to 60 and I don't want to get to 60. So if I've got 50, how many more to 53? And I can see that I need a jump of 3. And then to count to get my answer, I'm counting my jumps. I'm counting 10, 20, 30 plus 3 is 33. Let's look at the next one. Again, because I'm counting on, I'm counting forward, I'm starting with my smallest number, this time on the left-hand side. I'm going to take my largest number and put it on the number line. So I don't forget where I've got to stop. And then I'm going to do my frog jumps. And I'm going to count in 10. So if I count 30 plus 10 is 40. And I know I can't go further than that because if I count another 10, I will be getting on to 50 and I only need 49. So I go 10 and I need 9 more to get me to 49. And my answer, I count 10 plus 9 is 19. Same with 77. Take away 50. 50 is my smallest number on my left-hand side. It goes counting up in tens. So 50 plus 10 is 60, plus another 10 is 70. And then I just need another 7 more to make 77. And I count my jumps 10, 27, and I get 27. Remember, if you can't make a jump of 7, you could count on in ones until you get to 77. So you could say 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77. You could do that if that's a better way for you. The last one we're going to look at is subtracting a 2-digit number from a 2-digit number. And we're going to use a blank number line to subtract that. We will use our frog jumps on the number line to help us. I've just shown you some labels on this one so that you can see what we're doing. Remember I said we're counting on, so we are going to put our smallest number at the front. On the left hand side, we're going to take our largest number and we're putting it at the end. And then we're going to jump. I'm going to go to target 10. I'm going to my next tens number. So my next tens number is 20 after 19, and that is a jump of 1. Then I'm going to go to the next 10, which is 30. So I'm adding 10. And I can't do another 10. If I do another 10, it will take me past 37. So I'm going to do a jump of 7. I could do jumps of 1 if I wanted. Now to add that, it's really important to think about what you're doing here. I'm adding my 2 single-digit jumps there, the 1 plus the 7, which gives me 8. And then I'm going to say my 8, add this jump of 10, which gives me 18. So for your answer, remember, it's adding the frog jumps. Now we're going to do one sum step by step so that you're clear how to work it out. So the first step we do is I'm taking my smallest number, putting it on the left-hand side, and taking my largest number and putting it on the right-hand side. The next step I'm going to do is I need to get to my next 10. So after 25, my next 10 is 30. And if I go to 30, I know and I count up 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 gives me 5. So I'm going to put plus 5 there. Then I'm going to get to, I want to get to 42. So I can say 30 add 10 gives me 40. So I've made a jump of 10. But that's not where I still need to get to 42. So how many more do you think I need to add? Yes, I now need to add another 2 to give me 42. So I've made my frog jumps there, made a jump of 5, then 10, and then 2 to get to 42. Now we need to add our frog jumps together to find the answer. So I said my 2 single-digit numbers I'm going to add first, and I'm saying 5 add 2 gives me 7. Then I'm taking the 7 and putting it there, and I'm adding my jump of 10 to make 17. You can add the single digits first and then the tens to it, which makes it much easier to add. And then you're not forgetting, especially this last number, to add it to the sum. Now, again, let us look at using a blank number line to subtract 2-digit number from another 2-digit number, but looking at a word problem. Remember, we always talk about using rucksack, really important. So the first one is read the problem. A farmer has 43 cows in his barn. He takes 24 of the cows out to the field to graze. How many cows are left in the barn? And then it says underline the keywords and numbers. So I've underlined 43 and 24, that's my numbers. Then I've said out to the field to graze, and then are left. And we're going to talk about that now. I wonder, why have I underlined out to the field to graze? What did he do? He took them out. So that's taking it away from that. And then we're asking how many is left, which tells us an important word that tells us we are dealing with subtraction. So we read the problem, we underlined the keywords. Now we need to think of the number sentence and the operation we must use. So we know that this word is telling us we have to take away. So I've written my sum. I've said 43 take away 24. Now, very important to remember, when you're doing subtraction, your largest number must be at the front of your number sentence. You cannot say 24 take away 43 because he's got 43 and he took 24 away from the 43. So you make sure you have your number sentence written the right way around. Now we've got a number sentence, now we have to solve the problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my smallest number at the front. and I'm putting my largest number at the right-hand side on the end of my number line. And then I need to think about getting to the nearest 10. So 24, the next 10 is 30. And if I count from 24 to 30, I know I'm adding on 6 because I know my bonds of 10, 4 plus 6 gives me a 10, which makes it 30. And then I'm going to make a frog jump of 10 so that I can get to 40. I can't make another jump of 10 because that will take me to 50. And I want to get to 43. And I know to get from 40 to 43, I need a jump of 3. Then to add, I'm going to take my 2 single digits, which is 6 plus 3, gives me 9. And then I must remember to add my 10 as well. So I've got 9 add 10 equals 19. So now I've found my answer. My answer is 19. The last thing we have to always do is check using the inverse. Now, we know that we're doing subtraction. So what's the inverse of subtraction? It is addition. So if I add 19, add the 24, I should get 43. Then I know that my answer of 19 is absolutely correct. Make sure you check your answers all the time using your inverse. Now think about all the strategies you've learned to subtract numbers and decide which strategy is the easiest for you. Why don't you try to use these strategies to subtract using your own number sentences or word problems? I hope you now have a better understanding of the different strategies you can use to subtract 2-digit and 2-digit numbers. Take care and stay safe. Until next time, keep well.